Hey guys, it's Spanosaurus Rex, and today I'm going to be doing a review for Castlevania Harmony of Despair. This is a game on the Xbox Live Arcade. It's available for 1,200 Microsoft points, and it's Castlevania, so it's good, you know. I actually don't enjoy it as much as I've usually enjoyed Castlevania games, because this is kind of made in a different style. It was made in 2010, and I think it was released August 4th, 2010. And it's a totally different style than the older Castlevania games, which is really what I was looking for. But you'll see here up in a bit in these little clips what really sets it apart from the different Castlevania games that have been available in the past. So I'll go ahead and get right into the review. So the first thing I want to talk about is the character selection screen. You've got Soma Cruz, Alucard, Jonathan Morris, Shanoa, I think that's how it's pronounced, and Charlotte Owlin. So each character has their own skills, their own abilities, their own weapon, you know, general game ruling. And once you select a character, you can select a little outfit for that character. Like you can choose which color you want them to be. And after you do that, you can go into the shop and you can buy or sell items that you've acquired through the game with gold that you've gotten from the game or that you've sold from the items you found. Another thing you can do with that is, I don't know, you can get all these items, you can get potions, you can do stuff like that so you can heal while you're in game. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into the game. This is the loading screen. I don't really like it much. It confuses me. I don't understand why it does that. It just flips pages endlessly until the game's loaded, and it's kind of annoying if it goes on for too long. The first time I played it took a lot longer. And this is how the game loads up. It loads up showing you your target, which is where you want to try to get to, and then your character. And you have the ability, if you click the right thumbstick, to make the map huge like that, or you can play in the smaller view. But one thing I really don't like is when you're zoomed out like that, it doesn't pause the game. So you can still get attacked when you're sitting down there in that smaller little view, and even if you pause the game, it doesn't pause the game. It just pulls up your menu, so you're still vulnerable to be attacked if you're sitting there trying to change an option or something, which I don't really like a lot. I think that's a bad decision on their part, but you know, hey, they're the creators of the game. What am I going to say? Another thing I don't like too much is right here, you can see me just struggling to get up onto this platform, and that's a big problem I've run into, is trying to get onto the platforms is more difficult than it should be. Like, right there, I thought I was up, and then no, I get knocked down again. And just, I don't know, in general, it just feels like there's too much happening in one area, and monsters constantly knock me off of things, and that's gotten a bit frustrating at times. I've only been playing the game for a couple hours, but I feel like I've gotten a good share. Right there, you can see they still left in the mechanic that each monster has a drop, a rare drop, and a kind of soul that will give you an attack. So you can get each of those still, kind of like the original Castlevanias. I like that still, they kept that in. And combat, it's not too bad, but I don't know. Like with this guy, I can only attack forward or backward, even with his the default skill thing that he has. His attack is like throwing a dart. And I mean, that doesn't give me any option to go up or down. It's just forward, and so sometimes I ran into a couple problems with that. But overall, I think the combat's nice. It's not too cluttered. It's not too confusing. It's just very simple combat, like Castlevania always has been. Other than that, you still have double jump. You can dash on the ground. You can open up the chest to get items. You have your little special power, which is like some kind of spell or skill that you'll use. Like I said, for this guy, it's throwing a little ninja dart thing. Some of the other characters, like shooting fireballs or whatever, you know, it's whatever they do. Right here, I'm showing you, if you move your right stick around, you can kind of look around you, and that's another interesting thing they added, but I don't like it because it's very choppy. Now I want to kind of focus on some of the highlights of the game for me and more of an in-depth score. So the things I do like about the game is that it still has a Castlevania feel, you know? It's still the same old side-scrolling, jumping, attacking, spell-shooting game that Castlevania's always been. The other, like, on the flip side of that, it feels like they stripped Castlevania down to add in a multiplayer aspect, which I don't play Castlevania for multiplayer, so I really don't see why they would need to add something like that. Like, I haven't tried the multiplayer, but I don't imagine it would be very fun, because Castlevania for me was always a game that's it earned its place by me having the compulsive drive to acquire loot. I mean, I wanted to get everything. I grinded on every monster, tried to get both their items, their soul, everything. I mean, I wanted everything, and that's what drove the game for me. So adding a multiplayer aspect into the game and degrading the quality of the game to make room for that, it just kind of seems like a step down for me. And the other thing I don't like is that there's only 6 stages. So what you saw me doing there, that was one stage, and I probably got about halfway through it during this video. I don't know, I was switching around characters, so you probably can't tell very much. It's not a good flow, but there's only 6 stages in the whole game. So once you beat those bosses, you're done, and you can play multiplayer or get the items. But on this game, the drive to acquire loot really just wasn't there. I didn't feel compelled to keep playing to try and get every single item in the game like I used to on the older Castlevanias, like Aria of Sorrow or whatever, you know. But I think overall, the game's good. It's just not great. It's not Castlevania great, but maybe not worth 1,200 Microsoft points, maybe more 800 to 600. I know they don't do 600, but you know, if they did, probably a 600 game I'd buy it for. But right now I'm going to put up on the screen, I'm going to have my score. I give it a 6 out of 10. I think it's a good game. It's not great though. And then I'll put up a couple other review websites, what they gave it officially. And I hope you enjoyed the review, guys. If you want to see another game reviewed, go ahead and leave me a comment or send me a message telling me what you want to see. And as always, if you're a game developer and you want me to review your game, just send me a message and we'll talk it out. So thanks for watching, guys. Bye.